Good morning, good morning. We hope you are enjoying your stay here.
Yes, of course, I love it here a lot.
First of all, congratulations for your interesting film career and for your documentary film CENZORKA, winner of the Works in Progress Award at Karlovy Vary in 2017, and also prized with the Orizzonti Award for Best Screenplay at the Venice Film Festival. And here at the Cinema al Día, CENZORKA participates in the Zabaltegi Tabacalera. We are very curious about the process, the creative process of your film. You have gained great recognition for work such as 66 Seasons, Cooking History, Velvet Terrorists, and now CENZORKA. What does documentary film offer you that perhaps fiction does not?
Yes, basically this is half documentary, half fiction, so we usually go to the fiction selections of the festivals and so. Because we did a very, very huge research. We spent really a lot of times in the prisons. My younger daughter is saying, oh, it's summer, my father is going to prison again. And because I saw that the stories that we heard from the woman, it's not I just don't want to listen them, I want to feel them. Now you say, there are things that you cannot understand, you have to love and feel, and it's exactly the prison, you know, you cannot, the female prison especially, you cannot understand it, you have to feel it. And for this is the fiction, for me, the best tool to do it. But on the other side, I'm super allergic to some fiction moments in films, you know, when the actors are overacting, so we decided to make this film with real prisoners in real prison.
The choice of the subject of 107 Mothers, CENZORKA, comes after a very interesting search related to researching censorship. How was the process until it was clear for you that you wanted to tell the story of the women in prison in Odesa, Ukraine?
It was a very long story.
Please tell us.
we did a research about censorship, about non-political censorship, and one part of this were the censors in the prison. And I like the moment that when we say censorship, it's something that we are naturally against it. But of course, there is a part of censorship that we have to socially agree, you know, and it's exactly the censors in the prison. And we realized that most of these letters that are censored in the prison are love letters. And we spent a lot of time, and I think I visited 12 prisons in Ukraine. And then we came to Odesa, and we found our main protagonist, who is acting herself in our film as well, Irina Kiryazeva. And she's working in a female prison. So in the beginning it was for me interesting, the censor, but then when we entered to the female prison world, and actually it is a prison where the mothers can be with their babies, it was so strong for us that we decided to make a film out of that.
And very well thought and done. Congratulations. After doing extensive research about real women who lived in prison, you decided to count with professional actresses as the main cast, as you told us before. Marina Klimnova, Irina Kiryazeva, and Lyubov Vasilina. What was the main reason to do this?
Actually, only Marina is a real actress.
Okay. Really?
Yes.
Oh.
And some extras also, like Irina's mother is an actress from my favorite Jewish theater in Odesa, and some other parts are actors also. But Marina, the main character, is an actress, but Irina is a real operational officer, and Lyubov Vasilina is a woman who was charged with 7 years because she killed the lover of her husband.
It's very touching because we can see or watch in your film some confessions. Are they real?
Yes. For me it was very important to have these real confessions in the film. we had a chance to build it very naturally to the film, because the work of the CENZORKA, the work of the operational officer in the prison, is to have this discussion with the woman. So we just put there a camera. Of course, the women were aware that it will be on film, etc. But their need to confess, and maybe also their need to confess not just to the operational officer, but also their need to confess to the world, was so important and so strong that they agreed. And to be honest, for me, this is one of the most beautiful part of the film. We filmed it in the beginning 4 filming days, and we had such a powerful material that I'm still thinking just to make a film just from talking heads, women telling their stories, because it's very strong.
When did you finish recording your film?
We had plenty of filming days. I think nearly 100. I even didn't count, because it was like sometimes we just came and didn't do anything because the mood was not good. And we started it in 2016 and finished in 2019. Actually, it was the first days of pandemic, so we had no airport to land in Slovakia because everything was closed. And then we were editing the film 1.5 years.
How was the experience of co-scripting such a brutal and delicate reality at the same time, from a professional and personal perspective for you?
I think there was no professional perspective. I think this is making this film a little bit different than the others, because the main engine that I had was my curiosity. I was really interested in the life of this woman, and sometimes my curiosity was stronger than any like professional tools. So we just were wasting filming days because I just wanted to have some answers to my questions. And the script, how we wrote it, we had a list of the scenes. It was very good that I had a partner, Ivan Ostrochovsky, who is also my co-producer in this film. And we had a lot of arguments because we have complete different point of view to words, to women, to everything. But it was good because when you have an argument, you have to clear somehow your what do you want to say. So it was really, it was hard, but it was useful.
You didn't want the main actress to imitate the women in prison. Yeah, instead you wanted her to observe and listen to them in order to understand them better. How did you work on the relationship between the actress and the women in prison?
Well, there are like 2 different kinds of work. One was the real prisoners, and it was just about listening them. Like, we really spend a lot of time without the camera, and they are used to that. Some journalist is coming, make some interviews, and just pick up the biggest highlights, some very bloody stories or some very sad stories, and go away. But I came there, and I was just listening them, and going back again, and back again, without filming, without doing. And this is something that gained their trust. And of course, I was not doing it consciously. It's my way of very slow and lazy work, but because they saw that I'm really interested in their stories and I wanted to know details, so this is something how I gained their trust, and they were really very happy to take part on the film. The second director's method with the actors is the main character, Lesya, because she's a real actress, and we had to say it shortly. We had the third protagonist.
We have time.
Okay. The third character, because there is the CENZORKA, Irina, there is Lesya, who is acted by a real actress, and then it's her friend Nadia, who is a real prisoner. Well, she was a prisoner. She was already released when we started the film. She had a small baby. She really killed the lover of her husband. And my director method was just to put these women together as much as possible. So we spent a lot of time on the beach of Odesa, drinking coffee, drinking beer, having cigarettes. Luba already had a small baby, so I was just babysitting. And that was my director's work, to babysit as much as possible, because I knew that these two women have to be together. They are from completely different worlds. Marina is from a kind of intellectual family in Odesa. Luba's father was in a prison because he killed a taxi driver. And she spent all her life in the prison. So like two completely different women. But of course there is always something what is very common. And I knew that if they will be just together, that Marina as a good actress, like she will be so much influenced by Luba, that she will gain the gestures and the stories, and what is most important, the feelings. And also there are some common general feelings. When we were filming with Marina in the prison, that her child is going to take to the orphanage. In reality, her daughter was with grandparents because she was filming with us in the prison. And you know, like we try to work with similar emotions all the time. So basically, we had no script, no dialogues, but we were working just with emotions. And sometimes we didn't use anything from the filming. You know, it was just not real, and we just decided to cancel it.
Their acting is really impressive and natural. Yeah. One of the topics of the film is jealousy, an emotion that many of the women in prison told you they felt. But it also tackles remorse and forgiveness. From their vital and life experiences, which were the ones that fascinated or moved you the most?
I think all
Them.
All of them, to be honest. Like, first, for me, and maybe it is something personal, I was so much interested in this border between love and how the love can turn to jealousy, but to such a moment that it's pathological, that basically you are not living with this person anymore because you just decide to kill him. And it was, for me, like really super strong, you know, one of the most beautiful emotion in the world, and how can it be really destroying. And I was searching these moments, so I was speaking with this woman, and some of them, what is interesting, it's not a question about forgiveness to the murders. For me, it was interesting if this woman could forgive to their partners because they cheated on them. And this was the moment that I was searching. And there is no general answer. Some of them could not forgive to their partners even they are dead already. And some of them could forgive them. It's different. Like, there is no one general answer to that.
Motherhood and mother-daughter relationships, yeah, well, that is a quite feminine and complex universe with many rich features. What challenges did you face as a director and screenwriter in capturing this reality?
I live with 5 women. With my mother, with my wife, with my 2 daughters, and with a female dog. And I'm just observing I'm not a person who is arguing. I'm just silently observing what's happening. And maybe it's bad for the relationship, but good for the film. And I just saw these mechanisms, you know, and they are really most of the time the same. It doesn't matter if you are in the prison in Odesa or if you are in the prison of your home. It's the mechanisms between mothers and daughters are generally pretty the same. So Irina's mother, the mother of the censor, who is always asking her, like, you are 40, when you are going to be married, I need grandchildren, when you will have a partner, blah, blah, blah. It's everywhere. Like we know this type of the mothers. And so I was just copying it either from the real life in prison or I was copying it from my surrounding.
Nice. The photography is very good and respect life as it happens. Thanks to the brilliant cinematographer Martin Kolar, watching the film feels like slowly flipping through a photo book. Were you looking for this result since the very beginning?
Yes. I'm working with Martin 25 years.
It's a lot of time.
And sometimes I think that I'm spending more time with him than with my family because we are filming together and traveling together. And basically we established this way of capturing reality together. I think I adapted my directing style to him because even it looks like documentary, like these scenes we were trying 8 or 9 times, so that's why it took so long to film it, because he was always unhappy with something, like not satisfied, like we have to make it better. And I think this combination of the cinema that is really done like a fiction film, but with my obsession to real situations, I think this combined quite a powerful image. And this is what we are doing now in CENZORKA, but this is something that we did in previous movies as well.
Looking for the excellence, yeah, always. It would be fair to say that the handwritten letters are as important as the women who receive or write them. That is so, that some songs of the film are about that too. Are the letters real, and why such a fascination about them?
I speak Russian, so for me it was easy to read the letters, and I read hundreds of letters. And I just photocopied the most interesting parts of them, and then we just made a collage. And it's the same method as we were doing the story. So we just put it different small parts of life of different person to one character in the script. And also we did the collage of the letters. So there are sentences from different letters, but we put it to one. What I really loved is this really brutal poetry that they have. And we tried also to write some fake letters, so to write something that is better fitting to our story, but it was never good. I think we can be never so creative as the people in the prison that have to live through it. There are emotions that are really coming from the deep of their stomach, and our emotions are just coming from the brain. And when you listen it's never the real.
Do you want to say something to the audience? Maybe we are going to finish this interview, but it could be interesting if you say to them something about your film.
I don't know. The important thing is that I don't know to make films with messages, like to say the word is like this. I'm just curious. I just would like to know what is behind it. Mm-hmm. And I would be happy if the audience can find this curiosity too.
Yes. Thank you very much for sharing your time, Mr. Kerkesh, and opening up about your creative universe with us.
Thank you very much.
Thanks you very much, and congratulations. Besterik gabe, onarte gaurko elkarrizketa. Muchísimas gracias por estar ahí. Thank you very much.
Никуда-то не портил. И что, это модно, это хит сезона. Я вам сейчас покажу.
Зарплата маленькая, наманула, вот это хоть покрасим.
Ну а что, знаете, сколько оно стоит? А ну, гляньте-ка.
Ух ты. Красиво. О, тихо, тихо.
Я сейчас еще убью. Класс?
Давай согреем солнце нами.